Mr. Durancourt, there are many perceptions as stereotypes and or truths that outsiders as well as insiders have about our city. It's unsafe, too many people are draining human services with few resources, businesses are not coming to Brockton, and we are a racially and ethnically divided city. How would you as mayor change these perceptions?
Good question. I mean, before I even start, Mr. Chairman, for those of you who do not know me, my name is Joadley Deux, because some people call me Gene, or the guy with the long last name. I would like to thank the NWCP for putting this together, and of course you for taking the time to come here, and also the people who are watching at home. It is my distinguished privilege to be on the stage with these amazing people. Let's face it, the perception about Brockton is true. If you go outside of the city, unfortunately some people believe that Brockton is not a safe place to be. Not only that, the educational system, as you know, it has been great in the past, but lately it hasn't been as great as it used to be. So when it's come down to someone, let's just use a parent, for example, who want to come to a place, you know, to raise their kids, there are two things they would like to know. The number one is education, the number two is public safety. And one of the things that parents can usually ask is that, is the educational system is good? If it's good, check. Is it a safe place for me to raise my children? If it's good, check. As we speak, I mean, none of us can agree that this is good for Brockton. It is not. When you speak with a teacher, they will tell you that the educational system is okay, but unfortunately there are so many issues. Under my administration, what I will do anything that I could possibly do to reach out to the state, to put more money into Chapter 70, and also build a relationship between law enforcement and resident to build what I call trust with a capital T. You cannot change the perception about Brockton without having the people in the city to believe in it. And that's one of the reasons my slogan is, believe in Brockton. I will do anything that I could possibly to making sure that the people in law enforcement or any stakeholders come together at the table under my administration to think and to come up with the best plan to move the city. That's why so far, I believe on the stage, I have the best platform to take it on.
Thank you. Hi, so first, well, my name is Karina Mompoulos, and I'm new here on the stage, and a lot of people on here have been here for a while. But to change the perception of Brockton, there's a lot of work that we need to do. First, I think we need to attack the homeless situation. We have a poverty rate that went up by 6% just in 1 year. We have the education system where we have one of the highest dropout rates. We're at 19%, whereas before we used to be at 15%, and it keeps on rising. So the thing is, in order for us to address the different things that are going wrong in our city, we need to address these key factors. I know that you mentioned crime, but in order for you to address crime, you have to address the opioid epidemic, you have to address the homelessness, you have to address the fact that kids and the youth don't have anything to do in our city. So the thing is, they're thinking that joining a gang is an activity, and it's not. So let's provide, and like you said, bring more investors into town. Let's build a Brockton recreational center. Let's bring more family-oriented activities and businesses into town in order for us to better our community so that tomorrow we can have a Brockton that the future generation can be proud to call home. So what I'm trying to do here, the reason I'm standing here, the reason I'm fighting for Brockton, the reason I took this stand, and the reason I'm just here as a woman, and it's actually really scary because I'm over here with 6 men. I mean, well, I don't know what to say, but the reason I'm here is because I do believe that together we can accomplish much more than we can divided. A house divided cannot stand, and I'm asking that we all stand together and just push Brockton forward by just,
okay.
Sorry.
Thank you. All right.
And the format is the person we ask the question to gets to close. So.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It's kind of like funny, though. I mean, in regard to some of the folks that we have on the stage, but I'm going to attack someone first. Well, not someone, at least an idea. Sanctuary City. Well, let me put this at risk. And I'm so glad that Moses Rodriguez is in the audience, given the fact that in 2013, 2015, 2017, this is something that was actually on the ballot, given the fact that the past administration supported it. Folks, here's the reality. I'm not going to go deep into it. If somebody doesn't have the courage, as we speak on the stage, to tell you the truth, then they have no reason whatsoever to trust them. You need a leader who is courageous, bold, and determined to bring this place to the next levels. As we speak, JBD did not and will never support what one of my colleagues claimed as a sanctuary city. The paramount goal of the ordinance, yes, and that's true, the paramount goal of this ordinance, we're talking about perception, we're talking about trust, we're talking about building a community where everybody, my colleagues, as we speak, it's funny though, my colleague and myself, we are the only 2 elected officials on the stage. I'm not telling you what I think, I'm telling you what I know. As we speak, I serve on public safety. I know what's going on. But if somebody doesn't have the ability or the capacity to understand the complexity of the diversity that we have in the city, they have no reason whatsoever to get your vote.
Thank you, Jane. Thank
you.
Thank you.